everyone. This video is about stress, or some of the facts and myths that we have about stress. This morning I went out for a cup of coffee in a lovely cafe that I know, and I was just sat quietly drinking my coffee and listening to the conversations around me, and they were all about stress. People were just really stressed in this cafe this morning. I just listened and I thought about my life and how, yes, I get stressed too, but I was thinking also about, because of the conversations I was hearing, how people seem to be much more stressed these days, particularly because of the pandemic and the COVID, because everybody's worrying about their jobs, how to pay the bills, redundancies, will they have a job, will they get the COVID, will life ever get back to normal, and the stress is building. And stress is a major issue in life and in the corporate world anyway. But it was a conversation that I was listening to that got me thinking, and I'm sure many of you here have had conversations about stress. I mean, it is a regular topic. It was a regular topic before we had the COVID. But what got me and what gets me and has always got me is that people seem to have competitions about who is the most stressed. It's like a badge of honour that I am stressed. So if I am stressed, I must be doing something right in my life. It's like it's a competition. You have to be stressed to be successful, or to be achieving, or to be heard. And yes, it's like a badge of honour. But who really would like to have stress in their life? Why do people want to brag about stress? Because when you are stressed, it means there's something very wrong in your life. And you need to deal with it, because stress is very serious, and the more stress you have, the more likely you're going to become sick or ill. And of course, we also have to remember that thoughts are very powerful things, and energy follows thought. So if you keep going around and say, I am so stressed, I'm very stressed, well, you are going to start getting stressed, whether you were stressed before or not, because your mind will start believing it. People are worrying more these days, of course they are, but they're also growing this stress. So I'm sure none of you here listening have had a conversation about stress, or tried to have a competition about who's more stressed at the table or in the room or at work. Actually, but hands up and be truthful. How many of you actually have been part of that conversation at some point? I know when I worked in the corporate world, that was me at times. It really was. I'm lucky now I don't live in the corporate world, but I do sometimes catch myself being stressed. I hear lots of things about stress being good for you and stress motivating you. But really, stress is not a good thing. Stress, the definition of stress is a form of pain or discomfort which comes to tell us there is something in our lives or about ourselves that needs to change. Now, if you take that literally, you start to realise that when I'm feeling stressed, or when you're feeling stressed, something needs to change. There is no, let's get some facts straight. There is no such thing as positive stress. I've heard these words, positive stress, or creative stress, or even worse, useful stress. No stress is useful. No stress is good. instead, what stress does, it makes us ill. When we're stressed, we need to start taking responsibility for our lives, and it's our bodies trying to tell it's our mind trying to tell our bodies and ourselves that we need to change something. And when we start to understand that we are the creator of our own thoughts and our own feelings, and that we make ourselves victims of circumstance, and that we make ourselves slaves to objects, to material things, to whatever's wrong in our lives, blaming others, saying this is wrong, saying that's wrong. We have to take control of our lives, okay? So stress is wear and tear on our bodies, and the changing environment and the constant change around us, and it has physical and emotional effects on us, and mainly will create negative feelings which will grow because it makes us feel not well. It builds up in us feelings of distrust, of anxiety, hopelessness, worry, loneliness, sadness, depression, fear, anger, rejection. All those things start to build up when we're feeling stressed, and the stress will grow those feelings. Some symptoms of stress are irritability, an inability to concentrate or to focus, feeling excessively tired, having trouble sleeping, not wanting to get up in the morning. They're just some technical little issues. So if you are suffering from any of these, you need to start looking at the stress in your life. And let's just clear up a few things, some myths about stress. Number one, stress is a natural and positive thing in life. Well, you know what? False, false, false. No stress is good for you, and there is no such thing as positive stress, or creative stress, or useful stress. Enough. Stop thinking it. Number two, stress is necessary if you want to achieve success in life, be a high achiever, be successful, be a high performer. False, 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 false. The fact is, the more stressed you are, the less likely you are going to be those things. Successful, achieve success, be a high performer, because the stress will start taking over your mind. You need to be connected to yourself to achieve those things. You need to be grounded. Perception. We all have this perception that we have to be under constant pressure, that we have to be under pressure 18 hours a day or more. This is so false. We do this because other people might be under pressure or stress, so you think that you need to be under that same pressure or stress. It's false. Perception, it's a false belief, and it's not what you do or what you have that causes you stress. It's how you perceive it, and that's the whys and the whats that generate the stress, the questioning. Number four, you have to be a doctor or a therapist to recognise stress. False, 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 false. No, you don't. You recognise the stress in yourself when you are not feeling well, when you are agitated, when you can't operate in life, you're excessively tired. That's stress, and you yourself can diagnose it very simply and very easily by just acknowledging it and being truthful with yourself. Number five, other people and situations are responsible for the cause of your stress. False, 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 false. They are not. It's you allowing them or being disconnected from your own self, your own needs, your own life. We become victims of other people, but they're not the cause of our stress. We allow them to become the cause of our stress because we're disconnected. Number six, all stress is psychological and some rest will cure it. False, false, false. If you are stressed, so stressed, it is really good to take time out. It's really good to have a rest. It will make you feel better. But you'll still have to deal with what's wrong in your life that has been causing your stress, and take time to cure it and to change the changes that you need to make, the thinking that you need to change. And another one, some exercise is good for you. A change of diet and a holiday will cure your stress. It will all go away. Well, yes, good diet is really good for you. A holiday is really good for you. Taking time out is really good for you. Exercise is really good for you. We need all that for our own well-being, but we don't need to do that excessively. But also we still need to deal with what has been causing our stress, because it's just not going to go away. So those are some of the false beliefs that we have. What causes stress? It's emotions, it's anger, it's fear, it's depression, it's control. All of those become things. So we have to be mindful what we're thinking and what we're saying. And our moods affect people around us, whether it be negative or positive. And if you're in a negative space and you're negative thinking, that's going to grow your stress. It sounds simple, doesn't it? So some ways of transforming stress is to be quiet. Find quiet time, sit quietly, listen. Listening is one of the greatest powers that are disposable at all times. The power of silence. It is so powerful. So just sit quietly, empty your mind, listen to the silence, and then feel your connection to yourself and all that is and what's around. This will help you to reconnect to yourself. And meditation is really good in this case, in this way. Meditation is so good, or even prayer, or just sitting and being quiet. It really helps to transform stress because it connects you back to you and to all that is. We start to let go. You need to let go of all, because all suffering comes from attachment. So let go and let flow, and remember that possession of anything is impossible. Letting go frees you, the fear of loss, any form of a detachment, let it go. Because this will really help you to feel better. Because we can't own anything. At the end of the day, we come into this world with nothing and we leave with nothing. Listen in. Take time and notice what you're feeling in your body. Okay? Listen to your body, and then listen to your thoughts, and listen to your consciousness, and then act accordingly and do what you need to do. And let things be. Interference in other people's lives or situations really is futile and results in more conflict within yourself. We cannot interfere with other people, how other people run their lives, what they think, what they do. It's like trying to control something we just have no control over, because we don't. And this also includes your kids. Yes, we can guide them and help them, but you cannot tell people how they should be running their lives or doing or judging them. We are all unique beings. We all have unique thoughts. We're all individuals. And so we can't interfere in. And so we just need to let it be, let things go. And then quickly change everything. And the thought of that will quickly change everything within you. And everything around you. Accept and resist nothing. Remember, just go with the flow of life. Everything changes. Let go and let flow. And remember, you are the flow. So flow. Don't resist. Everything changes all the time. And when we resist change, it causes us struggle, it causes us stress. And the world turns, the seasons change, whatever. We can't stop it. There's nothing we can do, and life is life. So don't judge people for what they're doing, don't try to change the order of things. Things will change, things will happen as they're meant to be anyway. Move on, grow, love, live. Know yourself. Start to learn how to know yourself. Know who you are, what makes you happy, what makes you tick. Are you doing the right thing? Being completely honest and truthful with yourself and then with the others around you. Once you start to feel better in yourself, everything around you changes anyway. You can fix yourself. You will, if you don't fix yourself, you'll have an emotional breakdown. And that's what stress does. And the thing is, when we stop dealing with our stress mentally, it's going to start making us physically ill. You know, things like headaches, stomach upsets, ulcers, high blood pressure, strokes, heart attacks. These are physical symptoms of stress. Arthritis. So if we can deal with our mind and start transforming some of these fake beliefs, we can stop the physical problems that stress causes, and there are many. I'm not going to say much more today because I think I've talked quite a lot, but I will make some more little videos about stress, more things about what causes our stress, the false beliefs that we have about ourselves that cause stress, and some ways to deal with stress and stressful thinking. I hope you've enjoyed that today. I hope just giving you something to think about. So remember, if you only take home one thing today, take home there's no such thing as positive stress, creative stress, or useful stress. No stress is good for you. Take time out. Be with yourself and start to listen so we can start dealing with you or helping you to deal with the changes that you make so you are less stressed, and stop telling your mind that you're stressed. And no more competitions with who's the most stressed in the office or at home. And if you are the most stressful, then really maybe you're the first one that needs to start changing that. Thank you for listening. Please remember to look for more information on my channel about these thoughts that we all have, stressful thinking, fake beliefs, limiting beliefs, and more useful tips. I really look forward to talking to you again soon, and thank you for listening. And remember, love yourself because you're worth it.